Hello and welcome to Vienna, capital of Austria, and once again, the world capital of beach volleyball. The city of music and dreams hosts the A1 Major Vienna, presented by Swatch, and the world's best beach volleyball players are gathered for the third major of the season, part of the FIVB World Tour for 2018. Now, the 8,000 capacity Red Bull Beach Arena on the Danube island of Vienna brings an amazing atmosphere for the fans, and with a $600,000 total prize purse up for grabs, the athletes find themselves in the biggest event of the season so far. And joining myself, Nick Fellows, in the commentary box for the women's gold medal match is the Olympic beach volleyball champion from the Sydney Games of 2000, Dane Blanton. And Dane, this promises to be a thrilling finale to the women's event, with Brazil's Fernanda and Barbara looking for their second major gold of the season, up against the in-form Czech Republic duo of Hermannova and Marketa Slukova. Brazil, of course, in their traditional green and yellow vests, and the Czech team in the white and pink.
Just an unbelievable matchup. Brazil playing so well, the Czech Republic on top of their game. Both these teams had to really scrap. They had to kind of grovel. They went 1-1 in pool play, had to play that first round of single elimination. There's the team comparison. Brazil, 3 gold medals as a team. Hermannova and Slukova with 2 gold medals as a team. So very equal. Remember, the Brazil is the 4th seed in this tournament, and the Czech Republic the 7th seed. So on paper, Brazil with a slight edge, but that's why we play the games, right? It's not about what's on paper, it's about what you bring to the finals. And this is the most spectacular center court in all of the world. Everyone wants to win this. This is one of the player favorites, the fan favorites, and you can see the incredible venue, 8,000 strong, standing room only. And the crazy thing is, there's another 500 to 1,000 participants, fans outside waiting to get in.
A quick reference for the 2 referees out on court looking after this gold medal match. Our first referee, Nina Hobie of Austria, and the second referee from Tunisia, Ida Hilla. Now, if you look at the head-to-heads, it's 2-1 for the Czech Republic, but the Brazilians come here with better form. Dane, let's get up close and personal with the 4 ladies out on center court right now.
Let's do that. Let's first start off with Barbara Hermannova of the Czech Republic. She resides in Prague. She's 5'11" inches tall, 180 centimeters. She is the majority of the time, I shall say, because they'll switch every once in a while, the blocker up at the net. Her partner, Marketa Slukova, an extremely well-rounded player, can play defense, can play at the net, but her strength is in the backcourt. I think with Hermannova at the net, Slukova in the backcourt, that will be their strongest rotation. At 5'11", living in Prague, this is the 30-year-old Marketa Slukova. There is the Champions Trophy for the Vienna Major. As we go to the other side of the net, there's a good look at Barbara Cejas de Freitas. She goes by simply Barbara. She's 31 years of age, born and raised in Rio de Janeiro, 5'10" tall. She's a southpaw, a lefty, and she's a silver medalist from the 2016 Olympic Games. Her partner, Fernanda Alves. She goes by simply Fernanda, a full-time blocker at the net, been on tour for 6 seasons, 33 years of age. She also resides out of Rio de Janeiro, and she has 4 career wins to her name. This should be an amazing matchup. This is what these fans have come out to watch, the women's final, and I assure you the Czech Republic and Brazil will not disappoint.
The Brazilians clearly have the experience, but Hermannova and Slukova for the Czech Republic have been in sensational form throughout this Vienna major. And for me, are the team to beat here today. Brazil have won the toss, putting the Czech Republic in to start the play and the first set with service. Slukova serves the ball just a little too deep. First point on the board for Brazil.
It's going to be very important not only to take risks from the back service line to try to score points, but also serve reception, pass that ball, stay in system, being able to run your offense.
It's a good start for Brazil. 2 quick points on the board.
Fernanda going up and hanging, getting her first block. That's going to be a big factor. That's what Fernanda does so well, is own the airspace at the net. It's going to put all sorts of pressure on the Czech Republic, and there's an ace by Barbara. So a bit of a shaky start, I'd say, Nick. If you're the Czech Republic, not moving their feet, kind of a tough roll shot that Fernanda blocked right back at them, and they better get back on track before Brazil continues to expand on this lead.
Fernanda sets the ball for Barbara. Barbara attacks. It's a good cover from Slukova, who now looks to finish, and for the first point for the Czech Republic. But here's Fernanda now attacking for Brazil. They're 4-0 up. It's a clear tactic that the Brazilians have come to kickstart this first set day. Very dynamic, very fast, and also moving the ball around. As soon as they get the ball, they serve quickly. They're not giving the Czech Republic team chance to settle at all.
Yeah, not a lot of time to breathe, and that's what you want to do. When things are going your way, you want to get back to the service line, almost encouraging the referee to blow the whistle so you can speed things up.
Finally, the Czech Republic get a point on the board at 1-4. It came from Markita Slukova, the 30-year-old out of Prague, wearing 2 on the white shirt. Now, let's see if they can get their rhythm back here. Hermannova with the serve and straight to the net. A little kiss on the tape, and that lands just on the line.
Here's Fernanda. She goes up high, makes it look easy. It kisses off the top of the net, and that's well in the court, about a couple inches. 5-1 Brazil.
Fernanda with the service, heads right to the net. She's the blocker for Brazil. Barbara has the cover. Over on 2, but the block is there from Hermannova. But Fernanda again winning the battle at the net. 6-1, 5 clear. They're running away with this in the early exchanges of the opening set day.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the Czech Republic. They had a good warm-up, it looked like. They were ready to go, and they've been on this center court earlier today, so that's no surprise. But maybe a little bit of nerves. Being in this gold medal final, maybe the pressure starting to get to them. And right now, it's been all Brazil dominating at the net and service pressure from the back line.
That's a lovely short float serve from Fernanda. Barbara sets her partner. Oh, great save from Slukova. But Brazil keep coming at them. And this time, Barbara puts it away.
Barbara knew she needed to rip that ball. They had a couple of opportunities. Czech Republic got the ball up in the air. She said, let's get this finished. Let me go aggressive. Let me rip the ball at you. And Brazil has done exactly what they wanted to do. Jump all over the Czech Republic, force them to call a timeout before the technical timeout. I mean, only 8 points have been scored, but 7 of them going to Brazil. So Czech Republic has seen enough. They need to talk this over. They need to do anything in their power to slow things down.
And they're doing exactly as you say, Dane. It's quite a spirited conversation, trying to lift each other. I think they came in a little too casual, expecting it to be a nice, gentle kickstart to this first set. Completely the opposite from the Brazilians. Coming in fast and furious. Dynamic play, I would say, is the best way to describe the South American game in the early exchanges. And that's kind of caught the Czech Republic on the back foot. Remember, will take a tech timeout with a total of 21 points on the board, but there is no longer an opportunity for the Czech Republic to stop play in this first set now. Brazil are in control. Fernanda with service. Again, opting to serve to Slukova. Good cover from Barbara. Hermannova goes over on 2, and it works well. Well, it certainly justifies the call for the timeout, Dane.
I agree 100%. It's good they called that timeout. They came out and they scored that next point. Risky play going right by Fernanda, but they have to start being aggressive. You have to almost start playing as if you have nothing to lose and everything to gain, because you've really dug yourself a hole to start this final. I always tell players, if I'm coaching or even when I played, you want to get so warm in your warm-up as if you've almost played a match, so that you're ready to go. And it doesn't seem like the Czech Republic is ready to go here at the onset.
Wonderful cross-court shot from Fernanda. Slukova had her hands there, she just couldn't contain the speed and power on the ball. 7-point advantage stays with the South Americans at 9-2. This is Barbara, Olympic silver medalist from the last Summer Games in Rio de Janeiro, with her former partner Agatar. This is her new partner, Fernanda. And right now, this partnership is looking fast and furious. 10-2 to the South Americans.
It absolutely is. You know, this team won the Fort Lauderdale Major earlier in the season, and they also won in Huntington Beach in the 4-star hosted by the AVP in the United States. So this team's on fire. They're playing well, and they know how to step up. Barbara knows how to step up in the big match.
What I like about the Brazilian duo, Dane, is they won the opening major of the season. That was back in February. They've hit peak form as we come to the end of the season. We finish up here in Vienna later today, but then, of course, it's only a couple of weeks till the tour finals in Hamburg. These ladies will be the #1 seeds if they take gold today, surely.
Absolutely. I mean, they have shown their dominance, and it's so great to see player like Barbara over the years, you know, winning the world championship, then having a little bit of a tough time. No touch, it looks like, on that official review. So good challenge, but you're not going to get it right there. So no touch point for Brazil. But what I was saying about Barbara is she comes out to play. They won the world championship in 2015, had a bit of a lull, and then came and got the silver medal in 2016. She knows how to step up her game.
Well, I have to admit, I'm a little surprised, because it looks like, certainly from our commentary box hype in the grandstand, that Hermannova and Slukova are a little bit choked by the occasion. I think nerves are getting the better. They don't look like the team that emphatically beat Brazil in their semi-final.
No, they don't. They look like a team that is a bit shell-shocked right now and tentative. Look at that shot right there. She kind of, Slukova hits the ball and kind of tentatively looks at it, goes 4 feet out. So right now, they cannot call a timeout. They're still, if you can imagine, 7 points away from the technical timeout. It's 12-2. They're trailing by 10 and still 7 points to be played before the technical. The only way they can stop this momentum is maybe to challenge something.
Barbara with the service. Again, clearly the target of the Brazilian service is Slukova. Fernanda does well to stop that power play. Sky ball from the Brazilian so they can get back into position. Hermannova hits that ball way too hard. Out of play, 13-2. It's looking like a whitewash for Brazil in the early exchanges of this first set in the women's final.
Yeah, looked like the Czech Republic is going to have a second opportunity to take care of things, and that ball just flies way out of bounds. I mean, not even close at times.
Hermannova tries to go over on 2. That's not effective either. That's better. Now, hopefully that gives the Czech Republic just a little more confidence. Slukova powers that ball right to the body of Fernanda. And those were the kind of shots that we enjoyed in the semi-final.
That's a big hit. Maybe that will ignite the Czech Republic to start playing at a higher level, at least a more aggressive level. They cannot continue to play tentative.
Barbara, blocked by Hermannova. It's now all coming together.
How about that? Goes off both arms, hits the top of the net, and rolls deep over. Fernanda cannot cover.
Nice back set for Barbara.
Oh, what a shot. The retreating Hermannova. And remember, we saw Hermannova dropping off the net so often in the semifinal. And we thought, hey, you should stay at the net. That's where you're scoring most of your points. Here she tries to drop off, and she's doing it against one of the best shooters in the world, and that is Barbara Seixas putting the ball down. Look at this loopy shot, just out of reach of Hermannova.
Lovely play. You could watch that all day, couldn't you?
Perfectly executed.
Ten points clear, Brazil here in the first set of the women's gold medal match. Slukova sets the ball for Hermannova of the Czech Republic. Fernanda not there with the block. Another point scored, slowly but surely, after a little shell-shocked at the start of this first set. The Czech Republic starting to get in the groove and play to the level that we've enjoyed throughout this competition here in Vienna. There is Hermannova dropping off the net. Stay at the net. Block.
Now the strategy, you know, if we saw a lot of success out of it, it'd be one thing, but we're seeing a lot more success when she stays up at the net and tries to at least intimidate, put up a first line of defense, because right now Barbara and Fernanda are not falling for the drop block. Great touch by Fernanda. It's got to go over.
Hermannova. Better at the net, attacking.
That's a nice recovery right there. That could have easily been Brazil's point, but Hermannova stuck with it and then crushing that ball across court. Wow. They're going to have to do something to turn things around, because it's almost as if this first set may have already gotten too out of control for them to get back in it. But the important thing right now, don't look at the scoreboard. Just try to start playing well. Playing to a level that you're happy with, playing to a level that we've seen from this team all week long. Right now, they're a bit out of sorts. You see the ice on the shoulder right there of
Dane, is there an argument to say, let this first set go and just come back fully focused? Don't burn too much energy. Don't waste any time. Let the Brazilians take this one with a big scoreline and come back and take that second set, forcing it into the third set tiebreak. Is that something that you've ever heard of in the beach volleyball world?
Yeah, you know, you see that a lot in tennis.
Yeah.
If you're really down, just, you know, let it go. But it's so hard to turn it on and off. And even if we jumped into the next set, I don't think that they're playing well enough to make things happen.
Here's Slukova. And off the hands of the block from Fernanda. Tooling the block is the technical term, and they pull another point back. Here's Hermannova going to the back of the Czech court for serve. 7-15. I think Dane's point is the perfect point. Forget about the scoreline, just play the game. Good shot from Fernanda. On the other side of the coin, you get the impression that Brazil aren't going to throw this lead away. This is Barbara with a really good leap and jump and power play on the ball. Now, 16-7. Fernanda to serve. Slukova now starts to find her confidence, her rhythm, self-belief that she can make each shot count. It's another great move down the line.
It's definitely a start. It's not definitive, though. You know, she's not bringing that aggressive big hit that we've seen.
It's Hermannova dropping off the net, only just keeping the ball up. It's a free ball opportunity here now for Brazil. Fernanda makes the Czech Republic pay 17-8.
Nick, back to the point that you were talking about, maybe throwing this one away and getting ready for the second one. I like that, but they got to start playing a little better before they do that. There's just too much time. I mean, there's 3 points left. Try to get in your groove, regardless of what the score is here. I understand that theory, but I just not confident with the way they're playing that they can turn it on when set 2 starts.
That's the second time that Slukova has beaten Fernanda at the net in the last 4 points. That confidence is growing.
Yeah, every single time they score a point, the confidence starts to grow, and you want to really take that momentum into that next set.
That's a frustrating error from Hermannova. Puts the ball into the net. Easy point for Brazil. 18-9 now. .28 total points on the board. That's a multiple of 7. So we have another side switch. Slukova again with a little bit of help from the net. Just catches Barbara out of position. Just takes a lot of the sting out of the shot. Lovely pokey from Barbara there. 19-10. Brazil just a couple of points away from taking this first set, and then the Czech Republic will really need to turn it on in the second set. It is set point for Brazil. Another beautiful serve from Barbara.
I don't know what is going on out there or what happened between the semifinal and this match, but this is not the same team that we saw.
Let's hope it will be that old team in the second set. Hermannova, up she goes. Turn and burn from Fernanda works. Hermannova just keeps the ball up for Slukova. And 21-10 is quite a remarkable scoreline in a gold medal match of a major.
And there's a hit cross court. And Marketa Slukova, she can't even handle that. You know, I'm almost perplexed watching it. Taking a look at the match statistic, 10-9 in attacks, 2-1 in blocks, 2-0 in aces, all for Brazil. And then Brazil, no service errors. The Czech Republic has 3. Taking a look at the Brazil serve placement. How did they go about doing it? Well, 58% of the balls going to Marketa Slukova. That has been their target. Only 25% over to Hermannova, so they will continue to go to Slukova and down the middle, put the pressure. Maybe, you know, we can only guess what happened or their preparation going in, but this isn't the same team that we saw in the semifinal. They're going to have to dig deep, and maybe, you know what? Maybe the energy and the heat, we've been talking about it all day long, and that might be a factor here. It might be starting to kick in, and maybe some fatigue. We'll see.
Maybe it's the pre-match warm-up. There's many theories that we can think of. The facts are that the Czech Republic have to win this second set to stay in the match. They've got to come up with some quick ideas to try and stop this Brazilian onslaught. Brazil winning that first set 21-10. Now, perhaps this could be the turnaround that we're hoping for. First point on the board for the Czech Republic.
That ball out of bounds, so a very rare error by Brazil. They have been flawless, and then the Czech Republic giving it right back to them. So nothing just going right. If you're looking at this from the perspective of the Czech Republic, this is a disaster.
Yeah. Now the points should be tied at 1 point all. Apologies for the graphic. Good play tight at the net from Hermannova. Advantage back with the Czech Republic, 2-1.
Really solid shot there. Taking a look at the defense was Hermannova, seeing that Barbara was in the angle, and then she goes deep line. A little confusion by Brazil, and maybe, just maybe, things have turned around for the Czech Republic. Putting a little pressure on Brazil, a little confusion. The back set, Barbara tries to poke it. Even if it went over, it looked like Slukova would have been there, and it doesn't clear the net.
3-1. First early break in this second set that the Czech Republic must win. But this is a much better style of play. And Hermannova, oh, the net, perfect. And a lovely little pokey from her partner, Markita Slukova. 4-1.
Barbara ripping that ball, it gets blocked. And they try to just keep it in. And that allows for a free ball situation where the Czech Republic dice it right by the block of Fernanda for the point. And this is a reversal of the first set.
Let's hope so. Hermannova serving Barbara. Barbara on the attack. Big swing, but Slukova has it covered. Picks it out of the net. Brazil back on the attack. Cross court from Fernanda. Is right on target.
Here's a look as that ball is dug too close to the net. It results in a free ball for Brazil. Fernanda gets to the outside, and Hermannova tries to get the block, but Fernanda gets it down for the point, in Brazil trying to get back on track early in the second set. So give the Czech Republic some credit here for turning things around, at least at the beginning of this second set, because they couldn't get anything going in set number one.
Here's Markita Slukova looking to extend that lead. Lovely rainbow shot over the top. Nice little poke of the ball. 3 clear now to Czech Republic. The scoreline at 5-2. Total of 7 on the board. So a side switch once again. It's a beautiful shot.
It really is, but what concerns me about Slukova right now is we haven't seen any power shots. Everything's been poke shots to the deep corner, trying to place it, and that leads me to believe she might be a little bit fatigued. I hope she proves me wrong here.
Good service from Slukova. Well, this time the break off the net from Hermannova is actually successful. And with a little bit of help of the tape of the net, that ball drops much lower than the Brazilians had anticipated. They'll take every point they can get right now, the Czech Republic. A little bit of lady luck won't go amiss.
Yeah, you want every ball to roll your way just to get yourself back on track. There's Barbara, and you know, when Barbara is aggressive, she is almost unstoppable. She knows how to kind of dice it around, hit the ball with different tempos. She either gets into her groove of really finessing the ball, or she gets really aggressive. And right now she's in an aggressive mode because she knows this is a pretty slow start for Brazil.
Here she is with service, the lady in question. Great shot from Slukova. Well, there is one of those power shots that you are hoping to see more of, Dane. She goes cross-court with this one.
I like that a lot. That will put more pressure, and it will keep the Brazilians honest, knowing that she still has that power on the approach. There's a shank serve received by Barbara. And how about that? Hermannova with a beautiful jump float serve that kind of mesmerizes Barbara. She shanks it, and the Czech Republic out to an 8-3 lead. They're getting back into the groove, starting to look like that team we saw earlier today.
Finds a nice angle there. Barbara down the line on the inside of the block. Here she goes.
Aggressive. That has been the secret. Whatever team's being more aggressive seems to be taking charge here in this gold medal final.
Good deep serve from Fernanda, who's already at the net. Beautiful play.
Wow.
That's really nicely done from Barbara. Smallest player on the court by quite a way, but what she lacks in vertical leap or height, she'll make up for with beautiful placement of the ball here. Cut to an incredibly fine angle. Almost impossible for the Czech Republic to return. Good shot from Slukova. Markita Slukova, 30 years of age, from Prague. They've won a 4-star event this season, but never a 5. Never a winner on the major tour. They've had a dreadful start, but they're slowly but surely pulling themselves back into this match. Still with a 4-point advantage as we take a quick side switch. Total of 14 points on the board. Good to see some Czech fans in the crowd. And here's Slukova again serving Barbara, and it's a good serve. 5 clear.
I love what I'm seeing from the Czech Republic now. Tough serves, taking some risks, trying to throw Brazil off, and right now the Czech Republic completely in control of this second set, doubling the score of Brazil 10-5, and Brazil, they've had enough. So what Brazil was able to do to the Czech Republic in the first set, now the Czech Republic is doing to Brazil. They have forced Brazil to burn their only timeout of the set and think about things before the technical timeout. It's rare to see that timeout before the technical, but Brazil needs something to turn around. I didn't think I'd be saying this the other way so quickly, but I think the Czech Republic used the end of that first set to try to work out a few kinks, get ready to go, and when they came out in the second set, they were ready.
That's good. It shows that they're a world-class pairing. There's many a team out there that would have buckled under such a beating in the opening set, but not the ladies from the Czech Republic. They're showing real tenacity, strength of character here. And of course, if they can force this to a third set tiebreak, then it really is anybody's match to take. Great cover from Slukova. Fernanda powers that ball to the center of the court.
Despite Brazil putting that ball away, I like the effort that I saw right there by Marketa Slukova. Really sacrificing, laying it out, and going for each play. That's what gets you back in the groove, when you go for every ball, regardless of if you know you can get it or not.
Oh, and there's an error from Fernanda. She puts the ball into the net. She just lets it drop too low before she strikes it.
Yeah, as she turns awkwardly to open up to the ball, if you wait just a split second too late, that ball drops. It's below the net. It ends up going into the net.
Hermannova with service, targeting Barbara. Barbara now on the attack. Swings that left arm with absolute precision.
Barbara's bringing the heat.
Yeah, I agree, Dane.
You know, she's in that mode where she knows what it takes. She's swinging right there. Slukova in the right position, but the ball is hit with too much velocity and too much movement.
Yeah, she's showing her class and quality here. Oh, and there is a service ace from Brazil. That gap is being narrowed. Czech Republic want to keep this gap as wide as possible heading into the tech break. 2 more points before we stop for 30 seconds.
Got a swing. Oh, Barbara came in a little soft, and she's going to pay for that. You see, the team that swings in the end usually wins the rally, and finally, Slukova got a second and third opportunity. She realized, I got to swing to put this ball to the ground, and that's the only way it's going to happen.
Good play from the Czech Republic, closing it out. 4 points clear. Can they take this to 13-8 going into the technical timeout? Halfway point of the second set. Oh, Hermannova at the net. Takes it to 13-8. 5 clear. It's looking good for the Czech Republic to come back into this gold medal match by taking this second set. And look how effective Hermannova is at the net when she stays there, Dane.
Staying at the net is huge for Hermannova. I think she puts up a big block. She should stay up there rather than do the fakes and drop. She gets a block right here, and if she's dropping, that's not going to happen. We've seen that, but you know what? When you're in a mode and you have a habit and you're in it, sometimes you don't see it. And I don't know if she's looking at tape or looking at the numbers, but if she reviews some of the tape, how much more successful they are when the hitter's in a hittable position. If she stays at the net, I mean, the percentage is ridiculous. 3 successful blocks, 5 successful attacks for Hermannova. Those 3 blocks are huge. And right now, the Czech Republic, you didn't think that they would be playing this loose if you go back to the first set. Everything was tight, everything was a little too serious. Now they're smiling, they're having a lot more fun. The body language is more positive, and they're starting to believe.
Here's Barbara on the attack for Brazil. This time, she gets the timing spot on and goes over the block of Hermannova. It's an important point on the board for Brazil coming out of that tech timeout. Full clear. Here's Barbara Seixas with that very low float serve right to the front of the court, and that's 2 quick points from Brazil.
You know, that was all about the serve. Barbara's been serving that float serve deep, and then she serves it short. She catches Slukova off guard, and it results in an errant hit out of bounds. So Barbara Seixas always thinking about her next move.
Slukova on the attack for the Czech Republic. Fernanda's there with the block. Oh, great play. A role reversal of position. Slukova doing the blocking this time round and blocking beautifully.
It was a great block right here, Fernanda. It's on the inside, and she just crushes that cross-court, challenging Slukova, and Slukova gets a huge block.
That shadow might cause a few problems for the players as we go in towards the evening play here on the center court. Nice shot from Barbara. 3 clear the Czech Republic.
That's a really nice shot. She's been hitting, and now look, she switches to a nice roll shot. Same as when she's serving. She's serving deep, then she goes short. She's always thinking and always making her opponent guess what she's going to do next.
Good shot for Slukova. Fires the ball at the body of Fernanda. Almost tries to chicken wing it back, unsuccessful. A 4-point advantage. Back with the ladies in the white and red vests. Back with the Czech Republic.
That's a lot of heat from Slukova, so she's got the juice in the tank. It's just a matter of using it every single time she comes in. And Fernanda, a little juice of her own, crushing that ball cross court. Brazil trying to creep back in this thing and possibly steal this second set and win the gold. But it didn't look like it would happen in the second set. When they were down 10-5, they're chipping away at the lead.
Here's Barbara with the serve. Slukova on the attack. She's a little deep in the court. Oh, she got a little twisted, didn't she, Slukova there? just caught out of position, off balance. And if you look at the scoreline carefully, Brazil are now within 2 points of the Czech Republic at the business end of the second set. The second set must be won by the Czech Republic if they're to stay within a chance of claiming gold today.
Czech Republic has to settle down right here. You want to get a good pass, run your offense, and be aggressive as a hitter.
Fernanda with the service to Slukova. Oh, that's right on the baseline. That's a very good shot and a very important point of this second set.
Yeah, beautiful set by Hermannova to the outside. And Slukova didn't get quite wide on her approach, but she still manages to hit that open court cross court.
Oh, Barbara puts it into the net. An uncharacteristic error from the Olympic silver medalist. And that gives the Czech Republic their 4-point lead back at 17-13. Hermannova already on the baseline, ready to serve. Almost there with the block, Hermannova. Great shot from Fernanda on screen of Brazil.
Where we're at now is, you know, the Czech Republic has done the damage. Now they have to settle down, receive serve, and side out 4 more times to get to 21. Easier said than done, but they've created a nice little cushion for themselves, and that's going to make it 18 after a service error from Brazil. And give a lot of credit to the Czech Republic turning this thing around. I mean, I thought they were in deep trouble in the first set and almost no way to pull themselves out, but they have.
Slukova beats Fernanda at the net. The ball comes off the hands of the blocker and out of play. 19-14. It looks like we're going to a third set tiebreak, Dave. And then, well, you couldn't write the script.
Yeah, well, things got really interesting real quick when the Czech Republic came out and really started taking it to Brazil. It was almost as, you know, a boxer in the corner getting beat up the whole first half of a fight, and then all of a sudden they come out swinging, and now they have put Brazil in a bit of a predicament. Now it's going to be up to Brazil to turn things around and start playing on a high level.
You're saying it's a Rocky story, a bit of an underdog tale. Oh, Slukova only just gets her hands to that one. Gets herself out of trouble. Fernanda goes over on 2. Slukova, a second attempt for set point. 20-15.
Not sure what Fernanda's doing right now. She looks out of sorts. Maybe that something happened underneath the net and she couldn't make a move. You see her pleading her case to the head referee, Nina Hobie, from Austria, and they're having a bit of a discussion. Let's take a look right here. Does Slukova interfere? She comes under the net. They get caught up. Yeah, so they did. There was a bit of interference there. She wanted an interference call, but she didn't get it. And I don't think they'll go back and look at that. It's not something you can challenge, so we're at set point.
Barbara just rolls that ball off the net very nicely. 16-20. Czech Republic just need to side out on the Brazilian serve now. And we're going to a third set tiebreak. This is now the big play for the Czech Republic to wrap up this second set. Barbara with the service, goes to Slukova. There's the set from her partner, Slukova. Oh, there's fingers. It touches the fingers of Fernanda. 21-16. And after a nightmare start, the Czech Republic are back into this match, and back into this match in style, Dave.
Yeah, that's what happens when you start to be aggressive. Good things start to happen, and good things go your way. When you're tentative, that's when you don't play your best, and the opposition will take advantage of you. So the Czech Republic really showing their stripes right here, turning things around when it looked like they were finished and all wrapped up for the week. Look at this double arm lift by Marketa Slukova, still bringing the heat. This one goes deep to the corner, touched by Barbara, and it results in the second set going to the Czech Republic. 4-2, 3-2 in aces for Brazil. And we have a match on our hands. The Czech Republic serve placement. We saw that Brazil was going to Slukova. The Czech Republic, they are evening it out quite down the middle, but in the second set, the adjustment that was made is they started going to Barbara quite a bit more, and that strategy has seemed to work. We're in the third set, and this is exactly what the fans came to see, a battle till the end in this women's final, the Czech Republic versus Brazil.
Well, Brazil won the first major of the series back in February, but this has been quite a sensational turnaround from Hermannova and Marketa Slukova now. Third set tie break, first team to 15 rather than 21, side switch on 5. Oh, great shot from Fernanda, opening up the scoring for the South Americans, 1-0.
If you're Brazil, that's how you want to start. You had a very shaky second set. You were on fire in the first. You got to get the magic back, and that's the way you start.
It's Barbara with the service. Targeting Slukova, no change in serve tactic from the Brazilians. Fernanda sets her partner. 2-0. Good start for Brazil. Accurate, powerful play from the South Americans. And at the moment, the Czech Republic struggling to find the answers.
How about the aggression right there out of Barbara, ripping that ball in transition. So important to be aggressive in transition. Make your opponent earn every point.
Oh, the block is there. A perfect block from Fernanda. Brazil are 3 clear.
Fernanda was quiet in the second set, and now starting to enforce her will at the net. Fernanda, 6'2" tall, putting up a wall, taking up a lot of area up at the net.
At last, Czech Republic celebrates their first point on the board here. If they can find the momentum that they demonstrated in set 2, then they won't be too worried about that 3-1 scoreline. Hermannova with the service for the Czech Republic, goes straight to the net to block, but then she drops off the net. It's a good save from Marketa Slukova. Nice little touch on the ball, but it's covered. Over on 2 from Fernanda is the answer for Brazil. 4-1.
You know what, Barbara is so good at defense. There's sometimes you play defense and you play with discipline and you hold and you read everything. Sometimes you anticipate and maybe you take a guess one way or the other. That last shot, she read that shot, took off a little bit earlier in anticipation, and it paid off. You got to take risks if you want to be rewarded.
And here is the lady of the moment, Fernanda, the Brazilian blocker, already at the net. Good shot from Slukova. And that's what we want to see from the Czech number 2. Much more powerful play, more aggression.
Really love that hit by Slukova. Coming in aggressive, ripping it deep to the corner. Now it's all about a tough serve.
Oh, a little kiss off the net. Almost catches the Brazilians out of position. But a great recovery from the South Americans. And I have to say, Barbara Sejus is having a spectacular gold medal match here.
She's just really thinking. You can tell she's engaged mentally, very focused on every single play, whether to hit the ball with power, with the roll shot, really communicating with Fernanda and really cherishing every single point. There's that float serve. And Slukova is able to get out of it. Remember last time that resulted in a point. This time falling backwards, takes a swing. I'm not sure why Fernanda dropped off the net, because Slukova had a great opportunity to take a swing, and she does, and earns a point.
(6-3) to Brazil. That's her favorite shot.
I don't know if I mess with Barbara anymore. I'd go to Fernanda maybe, right? Maybe test it out. It doesn't seem like Barbara's in a complete zone.
Doesn't look like she can do much wrong. That's a better shot from Markita Slukova there. Just judging quite nicely that Fernanda's not at the net, but she's not broken off it either. Kind of caught in no man's land. 10 points total on the board. So a side switch could be quite important now, because half of this court that we see here, Dame, where Czechs are playing, is in the shade. There's a lot more of the opposite end in the sunshine. Maybe a slight advantage. Let's watch carefully. Slukova serving Fernanda. Good play from the Brazilians, keeping their calm, holding their cool.
I like what they did. They went to Fernanda, mix it up. Not having a lot of success against Barbara, then you got to switch it up before it's too late. But that, right off the top of the block, a kill for Fernanda.
Here's Barbara with the service. Great shot. Big side out for the Czech Republic.
You know, Marketa Slukova has really stepped up her game. She's the 2010 Rookie of the Year on the FIVB Tour, 8 years later. Look at her here in the finals of a major series, trying to bring home the gold, and she's doing it by being aggressive on the outside. So a huge hit right there off the top of the block for another point, and the Czech Republic hanging in there right now. Look at the defense, the extension. She uses both hands, doesn't opt to go with just one, and then she completes the second half of the play, the conversion on offense. And what a relief it is winning that last point.
Oh, the block from Hermannova ties the scores at 7 points all.
Hermannova at the net with a block. Not dropping off. She is quite the blocker. Deceptive at times, just 5 feet 11 inches tall.
Oh, the fans in the Red Bull Beach Arena are just loving this. It could go either team's way. But right now, the Czech Republic are on the roll. And Hermannova has got that ball. Oh, just out of play. Difficult for us to judge. Looks like there'll be a challenge from the Czech players.
That ball was extremely close to that sideline. It looked like immediately Barbara was excited and realized it was out of bounds. The official call is out of bounds. And wow, is it close?
Very close.
Don't blame the Czech Republic for challenging. Here's the official review. It's just out of bounds, not touching the line at all. So that's an unsuccessful challenge. Both teams get 2 challenges every set. If you are unsuccessful in your challenge, you lose it. So the Czech Republic's just got 1 remaining challenge. Brazil still has both of theirs.
That ball was good. Slukova again manages to tie the scores at 8-all. The Brazilians, who've already won one of the majors, the first of the season, in Fort Lauderdale in the USA, looking for their second gold of the season in an FIVB 5-star event. But for the ladies in white, this could be the first of their careers. Slukova, float serve to Fernanda. Oh, almost had it there. Great play again from Barbara. She's using her experience to good stead here. That's lovely. Over the top of the block.
Beautiful touch, beautiful extension. Going for it on every single play is Slukova.
Hermannova.
That is a gutsy line shot. And what I like about these two, you know, they're smiling after every play. They're loose, they're into it, they're supporting each other, they're communicating. And that's what you want if you're in the third set in the final of a major series. It's easy to get caught up in the environment with this big crowd and get nervous. Not them. There's an ace serve right down the middle of the court. And the pressure starting to build on both sides of the net right now. How about this float serve? Just mesmerizing the Brazilians. And a little miscommunication. That was difficult. That was a solid serve.
Now the Czech Republic need to capitalize. Brazil have called a timeout. Smart call of the timeout. Czech fans in the crowd, well, they're sensing that a big result could be on the cards here. There's the Europeans. If you look at the graph, out of their 4 points, the Czech Republic taking 3 of them, going 1 point ahead of the South Americans at 10-9. South America call, or Brazil call the timeout to stop the play for 30 seconds. But look at this positive communication between the two Czech players. What a difference a set makes.
Absolutely. I think that is the biggest component right now that we need to keep an eye on. The positivity coming out of the Czech Republic side. They're playing loose, they're laughing, they're having a good time, they're communicating, and I think it's translating into points.
Can it translate into a gold medal? Hermannova with the serve. Serving Barbara, who's now on the attack for Brazil. Not the best of sets from her partner, Fernanda. Here's a chance for the Czech Republic to go ahead by 2 points, 11-9. That's the break that they needed. Remember, this is the third set. Only 15 points, not 21. But the Czech team know they must be too clear.
Three points in a row. You see they've put some bunches of points together here at the end, and that's what's got them to this 2-point lead, just 4 points away from a possible major series title.
Well, Hermannova breaks off the net successfully this time. That ball was very close to being out. And that's out of play. Oh, Fernanda cannot believe it. She didn't expect her partner, Barbara, to take that shot. Barbara didn't want to risk in case it clipped the line. And now Brazil are in trouble. (12-9), Hermannova again with service. Oh, what a class shot from Barbara at one of the most crucial points of the match. Digs it out the net, Fernanda. Arm swing, that left arm swing from Barbara. And that is a real pressure point down for the South Americans.
Yeah, that's huge right there. Barbara asserting herself again. She's got the experience. She knows she's been in these big moments.
That serve from Fernanda is out of play. 13 points to 10.
Wow, that was close. I can't believe Slukova let that ball go. About 2 or 3 inches. That's knowing your court right there.
Cheeky little smile from Markita Slukova when she watched that ball go out of bounds. Again, confusion from the Brazilians as the ball served down the middle. Good cover from Slukova, who now looks to finish. And she's there! Oh, match point now for the Czech Republic. This is quite an amazing story. Having lost the first set 21-10, they came back and take the second set 21-60, and now the Czech Republic can wrap this up at 15-10.
Just an incredible turnaround here. After it looked like it was all over in that first set, they have come back and find themselves at match point.
Slukova with the service. First match point for the Czech Republic. Serves right down the middle of the Brazilian court. Here's Barbara on the attack. And that is only just... No, it's all over. No, my mistake. Maybe this should be called a challenge, Dane. Let's look again. It's in play, comfortably in play. Second match point. Just need to side out here now.
There's that positive reinforcement, a little hug. They know they need to receive serve and put it away.
Second match point. Here's Barbara, the Olympic silver medalist, to serve to keep the South Americans in this gold medal match. Oh, and it's a service ace. That is quite spectacular. Both of the Czech players diving at each other as this serve is placed perfectly down the middle of the court. Lucky not to cause a harder hit or collision there.
That serve could not be in a better place if you're Barbara. She put it right in the indecision zone. And Slukova and Hermannova look at one another, can't make the play. They'll have a few more opportunities.
Talk about holding your nerve here. Third match point for the Czech Republic. Oh, it's over. From an ace to a service error. Brazil give the point to the Czech Republic. And Barbara Hermannova, Markita Slukova win their first major of their career. Their first FIVB World Tour 5-star event. And they've won it in dramatic style. High drama here on centre court, having been beaten easily in the first set, 21-10, coming back in the second set to beat Brazil 21-16, and then 15-12. Oh, great play. To be honest, I thought the Czech ladies had just buckled under the pressure of their first 5-star final. They proved me wrong. They've absolutely delighted the capacity crowd here in the Red Bull Beach Arena. And this is a day they will not forget for a long time. The celebration will go long and late into the night. As the Czech Republic's top beach volleyball team celebrate the biggest win of their careers to date. Understandably, a little disappointment on the faces of the South American players from Brazil. Couldn't really write the script for this one, could you? That has got to be one of the most sensational turnarounds that we've seen in the history of the major series. After serving an ace, then she just serves the ball into the net. It's all over for Brazil. It's celebration for the Czech Republic. And Diego Hofer presents the trophy to the winning team. The Vienna major has been quite extraordinary. And the final has been right in line with some sensational beach volleyball. Barbara Hermannova, and with the trophy in her hand, Markita Slukova celebrate with the crowd here at centre court. Just like the World Championships a year ago, the Red Bull Beach Arena has been an amazing atmosphere, a festival, a party, all with some fantastic beach volleyball. They can't believe it. And I'm sure they can't believe it, having lost that first set. It's almost as if they were asleep for the first set. $40,000 the prize check. We've just seen that go by. That's got to be the shot of the day for the photographers down there. Two very happy ladies from the Czech Republic. And they are down on centre court talking to the Olympic champion, Dane Blanton. Dane, it's down to you with our gold medalists from the Czech Republic.
Congratulations on your first 5-star major series victory. How does this feel?
Wow. We just looked on this amazing trophy and I don't know, I just still don't believe it, but I'm holding it, so I guess we really won it and it feels amazing.
Well, let's talk about this match for a minute. It was, let's be honest, a disastrous start for you guys. You're down 10-2. What does that say about you guys being able to turn this thing around and win the championship after it looked like Brazil was going to dominate?
Do you think it looked like disaster? I mean, we lost, I think, on 10, and I had difficulties to hit the court. So I think we started quite from the bottom. So we went into the second set and we just said, okay, do you know what? Those guys out here, they are really awesome and we really love to play here. Let's not embarrass ourselves anymore and let's give some fight out there. So thank you guys for being with us and still hanging in there with us. Thank you.
I love it. So a little rough start, you turned the thing around and it was just really amazing. What do you say about this crowd? Is this just incredible?
I know it sounds kind of cliche, but I would really love to thank you. I would like to thank to my team. I don't know where the team is, but thank you, team. That was awesome week. But you guys, you pretty much rock, and you are really the best crowd in the beach volleyball world.
Thank you, guys. Celebrate that victory.
Can I say something?
And enjoy. You can say one. You can definitely say something.
I would like to accomplish Maki very much because she went all the tournament with big pain in her shoulder. It was actually very amazing what she did here because I know that she had a really big pain in her shoulder. And well, sometimes it didn't look like how she was smashing the ball and digging, but she was suffering quite a lot. So I would like to thank you very much for what you did today and whole tournament.
Congratulations.
Isn't that a beautiful way to sign off your television interview and an interview live to the 8,000 strong crowd here at the Red Bull Beach Arena, thanking your partner. We're learning more and more and more about Markita Slukova, as we've heard from Hermannova there in that interview with Dane Blanton. Serious pain in the shoulder throughout that gold medal clash. But she's put that pain behind her. She used the words, they were embarrassed the way they were beaten in that first set by the Brazilians. And the only way to put that embarrassment right was to come back and show them what they were really made of. And I think that will be the headline in the newspapers across the Czech Republic tomorrow. It's one of the gutsiest performances that we've seen on the beach from the ladies' game in a long, long time. And they will go to Hamburg in a couple of weeks' time for the FIVB Tour Finals as one of the favourites. What a gold medal match here in Vienna, and the Vienna Major and the Austrian crowd has done it again. From Nick Fellows and Olympic champion Dane Blanton, many thanks for your company. It's goodbye for now.